Hey y'all, hey, you just reached your favorite faith coach over here to talk with T. Over here to talk with T, we talk about everything from love to money and everything in between. So this morning, I was getting up, getting prepared to listen to service because that's what I was doing this morning. And as I was preparing myself, I was just meditating on some things, and I heard the Lord say, the last will be first. So this word is not for everybody. This word is for a set of people who may have been waiting, who may have been struggling, who may have been feeling disappointed, and who may have just felt like God forgot them and have felt let down. No, you might feel like you have clapped and applauded for everybody else, and you have been happy for everybody else. But the word for today is the last will be first. All you got to do is hang in there just a little while longer. And I know it's hard because even in my own personal life, sometimes I sat and I questioned certain things. Am I supposed to be doing this? Even with YouTube, am I really supposed to be doing this? Am I supposed to be trying to redraft my ebook? Am I supposed to be doing this? And I've sat and I've watched people, and I've always been the type of person who I applaud you for everything. Back in the days, I was a young mother. I was a 18-year-old mother. And all of my friends, and at this time, it must have been something in the Kool-Aid because we were all popping up pregnant. And one of my good girlfriends, so during this time, picture it, 1989. So maybe the early 89, 90, 91, one of my good girlfriends went and took a course to become a home health aide. That was actually how I got introduced to it. And I ran into her one day. I was on my way to my grandmother's house. And I ran into her one day and she had her uniform on. And I was overjoyed because I felt like her getting that job was going to get her off of, a public assistance. And it was a motivation for me because my life was, I had made all these decisions on my own, didn't listen to my mother or my grandmother. And I made these decisions and I had to deal with the consequences. So now I said all that to say, I've always been the type to applaud you when you do something. You fast forward some years later and my life still felt like it was stuck. And I was watching girlfriends buy brand new cars, getting jobs. I remember one girlfriend, we were still relatively young. We were still really young. Yeah, because this was before I had my son. And one girlfriend, this was the magic number. If you made $30,000 a year, you have arrived back then. And one of my girlfriends, she had stopped by. She had got a promotion. She was working at the bank. And she said she was making $30,000 a year. And I was on food stamps. I was still able to get food stamps, but I was working a home health aide job. And those types of jobs, they don't tell you how much you make annually. They tell you what you make hourly. And I remember calculating my hourly pay to an annual pay, and I was nowhere near 30,000, but I was still stuck. I had girlfriends, fast forward not some years later, who went back to school, graduated from college, purchased homes. Some of them started, traveling, and so it took me a minute. I was a very late bloomer, you should say. I had allowed circumstances and situations to dictate how I felt about myself. But when I got pregnant with my son and I had him in 98, it changed. Something shifted. So I'm always grateful for him. And that's when, I start putting the pieces of my life together. So even after you get the pieces of your life together and you know what you're supposed to do, and you feel something down on the inside that's like, I know I'm supposed to be great. I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, Z. And you don't feel like it's coming, just remember the word for today. The last will be first. I will see y'all in the next video. In the meantime and in between time, y'all stay blessed. Y'all be encouraged. And change is coming.